we're gonna record replacement, or how do we put the gas regulator on an oxygen cylinder. So first, we want to make sure that the oxygen cylinder is in a cage, so it's stabilized either like this or with a chain. Second thing, you want to check that it's the correct gas you want to use. So here you can see that this is a compressed oxygen. And then when you move the cylinder to its cage, it comes with this cap on. So the first thing we want to do is to remove the cap. So we do it by twisting counterclockwise the cap on top. Sometimes it might get stuck, so you kind of want to make sure you remove the cap properly. You can place the cap on the floor. And then what you can do first is very quickly to kind of blow some residual material from the vent over here. You can open quickly and close so that the pressurized gas removes the debris that might be left there. Okay. The second thing we want to do is we want to take this poly trifluoroethylene thread pipe tape, so the plumber's tape. This is a tape of a particular thickness, and we want to place it around this thread. Now, this is important because we're going to screw the regulator in a clockwise motion. We also want to put the tape in a clockwise motion. So I'm going to cut around maybe, I don't know how much this is, like 40 centimeters or so of tape. And I'm going to place it on here, as I said, in a clockwise motion. So that means I'm going from the top and doing like that, right? Clockwise around the thread. And you see now I kind of made a mistake. So I want to make sure, I stretch the tape a little bit as I'm doing this, because then it's going to adhere nicely to the thread. Okay, so one over. So stretch a little bit. Do this again, so that it makes nice contact with the thread. Several layers. Okay, do that. Then we pick up the regulator. So this is what the regulator looks like. It has this adapter here that's going to go onto the cylinder. It has a few of these gauges. This gauge tells us what the pressure in the cylinder is, and this gauge tells us what the pressure for the gas going outside is. So we're going to try to, as kind of straight as we can, get onto this thread and start screwing it in manually. So you see we're going clockwise. We screw it in as much as we can just with our bare hands. And then when we can't do it anymore, we take the wrench. So I'm going to use this adjustable wrench. So it's a 10-inch wrench. I'm going to adjust so that it's snugly fitting around the screw, and I'm going to tighten the screw. The important things to notice is that there's no kind of bunching up of the tape over here. If we did it right, if we paid attention to the clockwise kind of wrapping, it shouldn't happen. So we're going to keep doing this until we can't do it anymore. So depending on how much you screwed in with your hand, you might have to do more or less. Okay, so you see here we're getting there, so we want to make sure that we kind of push with our left hand onto the regulator so it doesn't move, and tighten it a bit more. Okay, so that's good. The next thing we want to do is we want to open this one. So you can see that to do open, we have to do again clockwise motion on the top. So we're going to open. Oh, actually counterclockwise, sorry. So counterclockwise. So we want to, yes, this was just because the outside gas valve was open. So we open this. You can see that the pressure inside the cylinder is around 200 psi. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to check with some methanol, so whether there's a leak here. So we're gonna just spray here a little bit, and we're gonna try to observe if there's a increased evaporation anywhere. You know, maybe from here. Yeah, whether there's an increased evaporation, doesn't seem like it. So that indicates that we have a good seal and that we've done a good job. Depending on the regulator, there's gonna be either a secondary valve over here. So we would regulate the pressure out with this valve. And then we can either have like a little knob here to stop this flow or not. Here it's just kind of regulates with this secondary regulator over here. So that's it. At the end, so if you don't want to use the gas anymore, you make sure you close this. So if it doesn't have to stay on, you can close the main valve, and that's it. Okay.